Yo, Giants Nation, what's good? It's time to fire up that big blue pride because we're diving headfirst into the latest New York Giants news as we gear up for the 2025 season. The buzz is electric, the stakes are sky high, and we got some jaw-dropping updates that'll have you glued to your screen. From Brian Daboll's big reveal about the offense to the quarterback battle heating up with Russell Wilson and rookie sensation Jackson Dart, there's no shortage of drama and excitement. And let's not forget the defensive beasts ready to wreak havoc. So, grab your Giants gear, crank up the volume, and let's unpack the stories that are setting MetLife Stadium on fire. Ready for the ride? Let's go. First up, the offensive play calling torch has been passed, and it's a game changer. Head coach Brian Daboll dropped a bombshell, confirming that offensive coordinator Mike Kafka is back in the driver's seat, calling plays for the Giants in their Week 1 showdown against the Washington Commanders. After a rough 2024 where Daboll took the reins and the Giants ranked a dismal 30th in total yards and 31st in points per game, Kafka's return is a bold move to shake things up. Kafka's best year was 2022, when the Giants finished a respectable 18th in yards and 16th in points, showing he's got the chops to spark this offense. But with a new quarterback in Russell Wilson and a tough-as-nails NFC East schedule, can Kafka's play calling genius turn the tide? Now, let's talk about the man under center, Russell Wilson. The 10-time Pro Bowler and Super Bowl champ is locked in as a starter, but the clock is ticking, Giants fans. Wilson's experience is undeniable. He's seen every defense in the book, and his 80-yard moonball to rookie Bose Collins in the preseason had us all hyped. But at 36, with a one-year incentive-laden deal, the pressure is on to deliver wins for a team that's won just 9 games over the past 2 seasons. If Wilson stumbles against a brutal schedule featuring powerhouses like the Chiefs and Eagles, the calls for rookie Jackson Dart to take over will get loud. Will Wilson's veteran savvy keep him in the driver's seat, or is a changing of the guard coming sooner than we think? Speaking of Jackson Dart, this kid is stealing the spotlight. The 25th overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft lit up the preseason, going 32 for 47 for 372 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 0 picks, plus a rushing score to boot. His sidearm throw for a 30-yard gain to Theo Johnson had fans comparing him to a young John Elway, named the QB2 behind Wilson on the unofficial depth chart. Dart's got the coaching staff buzzing, with Mike Kafka saying he's right on schedule for game day. But here's the million-dollar question. If Wilson struggles early, will Daboll and Kafka stick to their plan to develop Dart slowly, or will Giants Nation see their future franchise QB take the field by Week 5? What do you think, fans? When's Dart's time to shine? Let's wrap this up with the bigger picture. This is a make-or-break year for Brian Daboll and GM Joe Schoen. After a 3-14 disaster in 2024, the heat is on to show progress. The Giants roster is stacked with new talent. Think edge rusher Abdul Carter, corner Paulson Adebo, and safety Javon Holland, making their defense a potential sack machine led by Dexter Lawrence and Brian Burns. But with the NFL's toughest schedule, including matchups against the Eagles, Chiefs, and Chargers, every play call and every snap counts. Can Kafka's offensive scheme and Wilson's leadership get the Giants to 9 wins? As some analysts predict? Drop your predictions in the comments, Giants Nation, and let's see who's calling it right. All right, let's shift gears to the defensive side, where the Giants are building a monster. The addition of Penn State's Abdul Carter, the number 3 overall pick, has analysts calling this defensive line the NFL's best pass rushing unit. Carter's explosive speed pairs perfectly with Kayvon Thibodeau's power and Brian Burns' finesse, while Dexter Lawrence anchors the interior as the highest-rated defensive tackle in the game. This crew could lead the league in sacks, with ESPN's Dan Graziano predicting they'll dominate in 2025. But here's the catch. Injuries like left tackle Andrew Thomas's foot issue could put pressure on the offense, forcing the defense to carry the load. Will this star-powered front keep the Giants in games, or will offensive struggles hold them back? On the injury front, Andrew Thomas's status is a massive storyline heading into Week 1. The star left tackle, who's been a rock for this offensive line, was held out of practice with a foot injury, raising red flags. With a shaky offensive line that's been a weak spot for years, Thomas's health is critical to protecting Wilson or Dart and opening lanes for the run game. The good news? Thomas took a major step in his recovery recently, giving hope he'll suit up against Washington. If he's limited or out, the Giants might lean on rookie running back Cam Skattebo or versatile back Tyrone Tracy Jr. to keep the offense afloat. How big of an impact will Thomas's health have on this season, Giants fans? Sound off below. Then there's the youth movement on defense, which is straight up exciting. Beyond Carter, the Giants added cornerback Paulson Adebo and safety Javon Holland in free agency, pairing them with young studs like Deonte Banks and Tyler Nubin. This secondary is poised to lock down passing attacks, especially with front seven that'll make quarterbacks sweat. Defensive coordinator Shane Bowen plans to use Carter's versatility, rushing from the edge, dropping into coverage, even playing inside, to keep offenses guessing. But with such a young core, will they gel quickly enough to handle a murderer's row of opponents? The Giants' Week 1 clash with the Commanders will be a huge test. Can this defense set the tone for a turnaround season? Let's not sleep on the offensive weapons, either. Sophomore wideout Malik Neighbors is ready to break out, and Wilson's already raving about how his precision makes receivers' jobs easier. Neighbors, paired with rookie Bose Collins and slot machine Wan'Dale Robinson, gives Kafka a three-receiver scheme that could stretch defenses thin. But the offensive line's inconsistency remains a glaring issue. Can they give Wilson or Dart enough time to find these playmakers? Kafka's play calling will need to be creative, leaning on quick passes and misdirection to mask any protection issues. What's your take, Giants Nation? Can this passing game finally click, or are we in for another frustrating year? Now, let's zoom out and talk about the stakes for this franchise. After a surprise playoff run in 2022, Daboll's 18-32-1 record over 3 years has him on the hot seat. The captaincy vote, with veterans like Dexter Lawrence and newcomers like Wilson stepping up, shows Daboll still has the locker room's trust. But co-owner John Mara's words linger. He needs to be in a better mood next year. A 9-win season, as predicted by analyst Brian Baldinger, could solidify Daboll and Schoen's future while setting up Dart as the long-term QB answer. Anything less, and we could see major changes. What's a magic number for wins to keep this regime intact? Fans? The quarterback room itself is a storyline worth its own movie. Russell Wilson's leadership, Jameis Winston's big arm, and Jackson Dart's raw talent create a dynamic mix. Dart's learning from two veterans who've been there, done that, and his humility, calling the QB room humbling, shows he's all in on growing. Wilson's advice to Dart after a pick-6 in camp, next play, is the kind of mentorship that could fast-track the rookie's development. But with fans and analysts like Chase Daniel already clamoring for Dart to start, the pressure's building. Will Wilson hold off the rookie phenom, or is Dart destined to take over midseason? Let's talk schedule, because it's a beast. The Giants face the NFL's toughest slate, with opponents combining for a .574 winning percentage last year. Week 1 at Washington, Week 2 at Dallas, then home against Kansas City and the Chargers. It's a gauntlet. But analyst Brian Baldinger thinks this roster's built to compete, especially if the defense stays healthy. Kafka's play call will need to maximize Wilson's experience early, while Daboll's tougher practices, reintroducing 7-on-7 drills at Wilson's suggestion, aimed to sharpen the offense. Can the Giants pull off an upset or two early to build momentum, or will this schedule crush their hopes? The fan base is buzzing with cautious optimism. After a 3-14 season, the additions of Wilson, Dart, Carter, and others have Giants Nation dreaming of a turnaround. Posts on X show fans hyped about Dart's preseason heroics and the defensive upgrades, though some worry about the offensive line and Wilson's age. The consensus? This team's got more juice than last year, but the schedule's a killer. Daboll's culture shift, evident in the captaincy vote and player buy-in, has fans hopeful for at least 6 wins. What's your vibe, Giants Nation? Are we looking at a playoff push or another rebuild year? Let's bring it home with the running game, which could be a sneaky X factor. 4th-round pick Cam Skattebo and Tyrone Tracy Jr. are ready to shoulder the load, especially if Thomas's injury limits the line's effectiveness. Tracy's versatility and Skattebo's bulldozing style give Kafka options to keep defenses honest. Wilson's mobility could add another wrinkle, but the real key is whether Kafka can scheme runs to exploit gaps in Washington's porous run defense, which gave up the 3rd most rushing yards last year. How much will a strong ground game help take pressure off Wilson or Dart in Week 1? Finally, let's look at the big picture. This season is about redemption. The Giants overhaul, new QB room, elite defensive additions, and Kafka back calling plays signals a franchise ready to climb out of the basement. But with a brutal schedule and lingering questions about the offensive line, every game's a battle. Dart's rise, Wilson's leadership, and a defense that could terrorize QBs give us reason to believe. But it's on Dable and Kafka to put all together. Giants Nation, this is our year to show the NFL we're back. Let's make some noise. What's your bold prediction for the Giants in 2025? All right, Giants Nation, that's the pulse of Big Blue as we head into Week 1. Drop your thoughts in the comments. When will Jackson Dart take over? Can the defense lead us to playoffs? Hit that like button if you're hyped for the season. Subscribe for weekly Giants updates. And share this video with every Giants fan you know. Let's pack MetLife with energy and show the world what Giants pride is all about. Stay loud, stay proud, and let's go Giants.